perfect unbreakable Christmas baubles for Lucy. So maybe you know those knitted Swedish origin julekulla Christmas baubles, and I find it easier to crochet them, and you will see it's really simple. You start with a magic ring with 5 single crochets, and we are working in spirals without slip stitch at the end of the rounds and turning chains at the beginning of rounds. Just continuous spirals, and the second round starts with 2 single crochets into the first single crochet of the first round, and you continue with 2 single crochets into every stitch. That's round 2, resulting in 10 stitches in the round. In the next round you double every second stitch, in the next round you double every third stitch, then you double every fourth stitch, and at last you double every fifth stitch, resulting in 30 stitches in the round. That's a traditional amigurumi ball. You would increase like this. As I worked in the starting thread, you may cut it after the second round, and here no video without co-starring Lucy, and she knows that I am crocheting her Christmas baubles. Okay, so continue increasing until you have 30 stitches in the round. And then you work 8 rounds 1 to 1, so 1 single crochet into every stitch, 8 rounds. You may use a marker at the beginning of every round. So by placing the marker right after the last stitch of the last round, so 8 rounds, 1 single crochet into every stitch. Now followed by 2 rounds of decrease. We decrease the same way we did increase at the beginning, and now we are crocheting together every fifth and 6th stitch. It's very easy. You put your needle into the 5th stitch and pull through the working yarn. You put your needle into the 6th stitch and pull through the working yarn, and then you crochet all 3 loops on the hook. Next round, crochet together every 4th and 5th stitch. And after this round we start sewing our little cross stitch pattern on the bauble. Of course, you may decorate it according to your taste with pearls or with colored rounds with different colors, or with different pattern even. I first tried it with a little thinner yarn. It's very easy to place cross stitches into the pattern of single crochets. So I'm sewing a little heart pattern here, but I find that it's better to sew with the same yarn that you used for crocheting the bobble. It's a little too thin for my opinion. So experiment with patterns and materials. You may place little colored fringes into the fabric, or you may sew in pearls. Attach tiny flowers. Just show us your ideas. Okay, you got the picture, and you sew in the ends inside with a few little stitches. Nothing special here, it's in the inside and will be hidden. But I show you now a little pattern with the same yarn I used for crocheting. I think that's better. As usual for my videos, I used a rather thick yarn. Of course, you may use a thinner yarn. This is Omega Plus from Lang Yarns, and I worked with a hook 3 millimeters, which is much smaller than recommended, but that makes a very stable fabric, and the filling shouldn't shine through. Now after sewing, you continue with 2 rounds of decrease, and now you crochet the 3rd and the 4th stitch together, and 1 more round where you crochet the 2nd and the 3rd stitch together. And after this, the opening is small enough to do the filling. For the filling, I used a cheap decoration pillow. The filling is washable. Fill it very tightly and thoroughly, and after filling you may form it so that it's really round. And now you may finish your bobble by crocheting together every 1st and 2nd stitch. So every 2 stitches, crochet together every 2 stitches as far as possible. So this is my last stitch, and chain 1. Oh, there's 1 more. So chain 1 and make a hanger with chain 20. You may use different colored yarn, for example red yarn or gold yarn. I use the same color. and fix the loop with one slip stitch at the bottom of the chain and chain 1, cut the yarn, doesn't like me, cut the yarn and sew in the end properly. I hope you and your cat enjoy your crochet Christmas baubles.